5 mistakes that I still see kayak anglers make. And the first one really hurts me. Like I feel the pain. Not taking your kayak out enough. You see it. You see the post on Facebook Marketplace. Like 4 years old kayak only used twice. And you look and it is a Hobby Pro Angler 360, something that costs like $6,000, and you see that it has fish finders, kayak cards, and all the accessories. This person spent over $8,000 on this rig that was only used twice. Guys, take your kayak out. Whatever you have, make an effort to just go out there on the water and have fun. Enjoy what you have. I mean, we often get, what's the word I'm looking for? Blindsided, romantic, fell in love with a new thing. Oh, if I only had a Hobby 360, I'm gonna be able to take it out and just catch a lot of fish, and I'm gonna be able to enjoy my life. And then you buy it and then you never use it. Don't make that mistake. Use whatever you have, borrow one from your friend, or rent one, but just get out there on the water. The second mistake, and this is a big one, is thinking that one kayak would do it all. You've probably seen me talk about this before, but clearly I had to keep talking about it. Look, your big kayak that you have 2 motors on will be a horrible kayak to take offshore or to take through the marsh or anywhere where there is shallow water. Your paddle only kayak, unless you're an excellent paddler, it will be a horrible idea to take it out offshore if it's not an offshore kayak. Like, for example, if you have something like a lifetime kayak and you paddle it well in a lake, right, in a closed lake, pond, whatever you want to call it, and you move it at a nice clip, if you take the same kayak offshore and you get a little bit of weather, you're gonna hate yourself. But if you, instead of taking that simple paddle kayak, you take something like a Vive Hydra offshore, and you happen to put a Bisbee on the back, dude, oh, you're gonna love yourself. Because you're just gonna put the blade on the water and you're gonna go through, even if the weather is bad, because that kayak was designed for offshore fishing. And adding the Bisbee, I have something in my nose, adding the Bisbee is just gonna make it for a perfect fishing machine. Same thing if you are fishing in the marshes in Texas somewhere, but you have to go a long way to get to your spot, which, you know, through deep water. But once you get there, you got 2 or 3 miles that is just shallow. You need to get a kayak that is able to, number 1, take a motor so you get there faster, and 2, when you get there, that you have no problem paddling or push pulling this kayak. So something like a PWR 129 will be perfect for this, because you can motorize yourself, the kayak, you could get to your spot quick, and then you could just push pull it or paddle it through very shallow water. So it's very important that your kayak fits the conditions that you want to fish, but also that it fits yourself, because you go, oh, I'm 350 pounds, let me go get a Pelican catch 120, I'll be fine. No, you won't be fine on it. I mean, maybe if you're super athletic, but you're not gonna be happy with it. So the kayak not only has to match yourself, also has to match the waters that you want to fish. You probably noticed that I haven't been posting a lot of fresh on the water content lately. And if I'm being honest, it's because I've been having a hard time getting myself out there. I feel like I should be out there, but I'm stuck in the office, asking myself, what's the point of going out and film the same things again? I think last year's grind really took a toll on me. I got sick more than one time, the sun destroyed me, and the memory is playing a role. I know, I need to figure out how to take real breaks and separate business from my personal life. And for that, I realized I need a pro. Not a friend that would tell you, hey man, everything is all good, but someone that can help me find a new perspective. And that's why I am glad that BetterHelp is the sponsor of this video. They are on a mission to make starting therapy easier. A therapist will listen and give you techniques to make positive changes in your life. With BetterHelp, you fill out a questionnaire and you could be matched with a therapist in as little as a couple of days. And if you feel like it's not the right fit, you could easily switch therapists at no extra cost. Get 10% off your first month by clicking on the link down in the description, or go to betterhelp.com/Aliex. Another huge mistake that I see people making, and it really makes me sad, is thinking that the only way to do kayak fishing is to go big and spend $10,000 on your setup, because if you don't spend $100,000 on your kayak setup, you're doing it wrong. And that's a mistake. Right now we have more options for premium kayaks at budget prices than ever in the history of the sport. Look at Crescent Kayaks. They have some really nice fancy kayaks for little money. and they're made in the US. Look at Precision kayaks, look at Pelican. We have a lot of great budget options that you can make a really impressive kayak build out of without having to break the bank. And even if you want top of the line kayaks like a Hobie 360 or an Old Town, if you're patient enough, if you look around, especially around this time of the year, you're gonna find people selling their fancy rigs for a little money, and you could go and get it. This idea that if you want a really nice kayak that you have to basically destroy your life, it's a lie. It's not true. Another huge mistake, and I think this is a huge one, I see a lot of people making this really bad mistake, is to think that in order for you to catch fish, that you need to use forward-facing sonar, that you need to play along with the Joneses, because everybody has forward-facing sonar. If I don't get one, I'll be at a disadvantage. No, you don't need forward-facing sonar to fish, to have fun, to catch fish. If you really want to catch a fish, maybe go with live bait. What's the difference between using a live bait to catch your PV versus using forward-facing sonar to find your PV and then catch it? Like, to me, there's like literally no difference. And of course, a lot of people will disagree, but my point is, you don't need to join the crowd. You really don't need that super expensive graph, that crazy transducer, all that extra things that you have to deal with that will probably prevent you from going fishing in the first place, because, oh my god, I got 2 hours. If I take my rig out, I may not even be able to fish, because by the time I put the fish finder and the transducer and all this stuff, time's up. You adding complexity to this thing, and you really don't need it. You don't need to be one of the Joneses, guys. I do want to say I'm going to be adding forward-facing sonar to my arsenal, but it's not to fish. It's to learn about the areas and find out if there's fish there or not. I mean, once I know there's fish there or not, I'm not going to be using it unless I do in a specific video. But my point is, don't feel like you have to join the crowd, because you don't have to. And all this brings me to probably a very sad mistake that everybody, I can't say everybody, but a lot of people are making. And it is the fact that you probably think that you have to join the Joneses and whatever they're doing. That you have to be a tournament kayak angler to prove yourself. That if you don't play tournaments, nobody's gonna think of you as being a good angler. And I think that's just BS. I personally refuse to play on tournaments. Why? Because I go fishing to enjoy going fishing, to catch a fish, to get away from everything I want to get away from. Stress, things that I have to get done and all that stuff. But I mean, it kind of sucks for me, because when I do go fishing, I have to catch a fish to make a video, and it's kind of stressful, right? But at the same time, I really don't have to. I could just go fishing for go fishing. But anyways, that's a separate thing. My point is, you work your job, you go fishing on the weekend to get away from the stress, from the obligation, from everything you have in your life. And now you're gonna add the stress of having to compete, having to be there a certain time, having to own all the fish finders and 7,000 extra combos and the top of the line kayak, because you need to have an edge, or at least be able to compete with everybody else. And I don't think you have to. You're probably, I got something in my hand. You're probably gonna be happier with just a simple paddle kayak from Walmart, taking it on your local pond, catching 7 fish, than you would with a $25,000 kayak filled with all the toys that you need to fish, and you go and catch your PV on a tournament, but you place 7. Like, I'm not gonna be happy with that result. Definitely not as happy as you would with just a simple kayak and a simple outing in the afternoon, maybe with worms. You know, like, please go back to your original idea of why you fish, or why you want to be on a kayak. I don't think it is for any of this stuff, just having the greatest and latest, getting a fish finder to find the fish for you. I want to believe that it has nothing to do with any of that. And I'm gonna do a bonus, very important mistake that people are still making, and it is the simple fact that they're not wearing their PFD when they go kayak fishing. How many people do we have to see die before everyone takes this serious? Comment below, tell me what other mistakes you see people making. This video right here, I think is my original kayak fishing mistake people make, and I think this is like from 2017. And let me know what changed. I'm curious. I want you to watch it and see if what I said then it still applies.